What's up, everybody, and welcome to my Monday Night Raw review 24 hours after Backlash last night, or some would say the greatest wrestling match ever. I'd say that 1,000 times I've heard in the past month, but yes, we are here at this Monday Night Raw review. Before I actually do get into the Raw review, I just want to say please check out my Backlash review that is uploaded online right now. Went about nearly about 40 minutes talking about that whole show last night. The good, the bad, the ugly, everything you need to know about Backlash, so please check out my Backlash 2020 review as I go over, everything that went on in that show. A lot of ups and downs, I will tell you that. But we do move on into Monday Night Raw with Randy Orton coming out. I guess now, apparently, to what I've read today, Edge is legitimately hurt and that he has to have surgery now on his triceps, to what I've read. They actually showed the photo of where he is hurt. So Edge is supposed to be out again for a while now. I don't know if it's for the rest of the year, Nat, or how long it takes to come back from this injury. Some say it could at least maybe about 3, maybe 4 months, but Edge did get hurt from this match last night. I know this match was taped from, I don't even know what day it was taped, but yes, he is hurt, so I guess we will not be seeing Edge in a while again, which it's kind of odd when you think about it. It's like this guy just recently came back from a 9-year injury and now he's hurt again, so I don't know when Edge will be back, but I didn't really think that was gonna happen. But yeah, Edge is hurt though. But Randy Orton came out. Randy pretty much talked about, say, he humiliated Edge at Backlash, and that all Edge had to do was just trust him, and basically Orton saved Edge, from his own self-destruction. Well, Edge saved him from his own self-destruction years ago, as he helped Edge last night, pretty much making him get back to his family. But Orton pretty much talked about, you know what, I did win the greatest match ever, so now I'm the greatest wrestler ever. I don't need a WWE title to prove it. I'm the greatest around here. And he pretty much thanked Edge for reigniting the fire. The fire that was back in Orton again, and everything. So, Orton said he was going to do what he was going to do, and he has pretty much proved it, because, like I said, I almost lost a little track there, but yes, reigniting the fire, which made him feel like the legend killer again out there. And Orton pretty much talked about how, Edge, when he suffered his injury, that, it could have ended for him, and then he wanted to come back. He knew back in January what was the whole deal, and basically he needed Edge to suffer so he can go back home to his wife and his kids, and that, maybe he'll be cleared in July of 2029, and maybe their paths will cross again one day. But next thing you know, Christian comes out. Christian pretty much told Orton that, he sees someone who's just a cold, calculated son of a bitch out there, and that Edge's career isn't over because he will never quit. And Christian said that Edge will get his closure on his terms, not Orton's. But Orton pretty much, he talked about Christian like, why are you even interrupting me right now? Because, it's never been about you, but you want to come look at me and get involved in my business and everything. Orton pretty much knows that, Christian, you just want one more match, don't you? Christian pretty much said he doesn't want a match, but Orton pretty much said, like, both of you are the same, because you can't accept that what you love was taken away from you early, and you want it back. And Orton pretty much says, listen, I know you're not medically cleared to wrestle and everything, but there's another way around that, okay? He challenged him to an unsanctioned match, and that, listen, this offer expires at the end of the night, because if you don't accept this challenge, you're a coward. So that was actually a pretty good opening right there. And actually gives a good hook into the end of the night with this whole Orton and I guess Edge thing. Because at first I'm like, Christian's going to wrestle, which Christian has not been able to wrestle in a while due to injuries and whatnot. But now people, I guess, wondering throughout the night, what is Christian actually going to do in this unsanctioned match or whatnot, since there's a way to get around this, if that he's going to accept a challenge in that. But next thing you know, they went to Garza and Zelina Vega, who were in the back, talking about the whole U.S. title thing last night. Pretty much Garza said he was just trying to help Almas and whatnot, but he said it was just disappointment that would happen. Vega pretty much said that Owens will pay too. Garza pretty much said he's going to be facing Owens tonight. And, he invited Caruso to come for a special interview afterwards. I'm sure a lot of people will want a special interview with Chai Caruso, what I see all the time. But next thing you know, Almas pretty much came in and shook his hand saying, good luck. I hope you beat Owens. And if you don't win, he hopes that he will get over his disappointment. So I guess, the implosion of this whole Vega's whole group thing between Almas and Garza is going to happen, because right after Kevin Owens, who came out, pretty much looking behind, making sure he's not getting attacked again, went against Garza. Almas came out to watch throughout this match, though. It ended up with Almas and Garza arguing again. Vega pretty much tried to stop it, but then she said she was sick of this, and she left, pretty much, leaving Garza out there to still do the match on his own. Almas was still over. He tried to trip Owens and everything, but it did not work. The referee pretty much argued with Almas, which, basically Garza got distracted and Owens got the stunner and he left after that. And then next thing you know, as Owens left, Vega was back and pretty much looked at Almas and Garza as they continued to argue with each other. And Vega says, I know you both want the same thing, so you need to start fighting together. And they basically all headed to the back then. So I don't know what's still going to happen in this implosion, but it is something I'm still somewhat interested in going on around here. They went to interview MVP and Lashley, who I guess strategized for a tag match tonight. Before he was trying to get interviewed, MVP says, listen, why you coming in here talking? Did you go to journalism school? Lashley pretty much says, listen, we're in the middle of discussion because they're in this tag team match with Drew and Truth tonight, so they were going to focus on that. But next, Bobby Lashley and MVP pretty much headed to the ring. They wanted their rematch, but, but they said Lana was the one that kind of cost them everything after what happened last night, okay? So she is the reason why Bobby Lashley did not win the WWE Championship. He should be the WWE title, but the night was ruined and everything, and Drew capitalized on the whole situation right now. This is all Lana's fault, which is true, for Lashley losing his chance for the WWE title. And that he said that if McIntyre had any type of integrity, he would give out a rematch right on the spot. Lana came out then, pretty much talking about, MVP. MVP pretty much says, listen here, Dot, which I thought that was the greatest line he could say out there to Lana, basically calling her Dot, that the world does not revolve around you. Lana pretty much told MVP that you're manipulating Lashley, and he says, manipulate, like, man, before I even got here, this dude was doing nothing. When I got here, he finally got a WWE title shot after 13 years. Basically, MVP is, speaking some facts out there. Lana pretty much wanted respect then, and that you will not interrupt me. Even I kind of looked for a second. I'm like, bitch, who is you? Why should we respect you? And Lana pretty much said that, Lashley, we were doing great before you got here, which honestly, he was probably the worst Lashley was looking before MVP got here. But Lashley pretty much said, well, what is this we you talked about, okay? The only time, this we thing going when you got likes on the internet most of the time. And basically, Lashley pretty much says, this is low as our sex life and everything, and that you only wanted to get with me because you wanted to be famous. Lana pretty much said that, I'm more famous than you, and I could have slept with Drew, and Lashley cut him off and said he wanted a divorce as Lashley and MVP left. Listen, everything Lashley and MVP said are correct 100%, okay? Lana adds nothing to this whole thing. Listen, I'm just glad Lashley is taken at least more serious nowadays. Yeah, I don't like what they've done with him in the past few years ever since he came back to the company, but honestly, like I've said before many times, this is the best Lashley has looked ever since he came back to the WWE, okay? I liked him way better when he was in TNA because he was booked like a motherfucking monster down there, and I've stated this reason almost hundreds of times before, but it's not like MVP and Lashley were wrong. It's like some people have said about Lana tonight. She adds no value to either way and just looked horrible in that segment, and even definitely through that entire promo, okay? It's like a lot of people would call a star fucker. That's basically what she is out there. So it's not like that was almost like a shoot. I almost felt like be gone, Thought. This is a thought, as MVP has said, and she pretty much says she's done everything for Lashley, changed the hair, or even stopped getting involved in matches. So I thought MVP stayed straight up facts throughout this promo. I like this promo. Okay, I like this promo mostly because of MVP and Lashley. All right, so I actually like that segment. Damn near fucking truth. A lot of truth to that. So I hope they really do get rid of Lana throughout this whole thing. This adds no value. Adds zero value to this. Like I said, that's why I didn't like the finish last night at Backlash. But it's not like MVP and last year wrong, no. Fucking truth. But next thing you know, we go back to the Street Profits and the Viking Raiders, who I guess were celebrating, talking about how they fought off the ninjas last night, and they became the Viking Profits. Next thing you know, Tozawa showed up with the ninjas again. Obviously, I believe this is now still going for some reason. And because what the Street Profits talking about, yo man, we gonna have the cinematic universe of the Viking Prophets and everything. We gonna have the T-shirts, we gonna have the action figures, man. What y'all think y'all is, Marvel or something out here? But this cinematic universe, and Tozawa said sequel, which they agreed to, and then the giant ninja guy shows up, and Tozawa's just doing this laugh, and he's putting his hands together like this, and I don't know. Like, Hanson tried to charge at him, but he was held back. I've said this before last night. I thought this guy was doing a freaking shadow clone jutsu out there, okay? The perfect song could have been put with that fight last night. I'm not going to play it because I feel like somebody would try to copyright me, but I think I was singing along a little bit like this when they were doing the whole ninja fight. Everybody wants kung fu fighting. Those cats was fast as lightning. I'm not gonna sing the whole thing, but I'm sure you know what I mean when it comes to that song. That's what I could really think about the whole kung fu fighting thing. But next thing you know, the Street Profits came out and the Viking Raiders, which I thought this was supposed to be a tag title match, but they end up going against Tozawa with these ninjas out there and the giant ninja, which basically the Street Profits and them beat the living crap out of all these guys, and the Raiders beat the crap out of everyone like they were the freaking putties from the Power Rangers out there. Worst League of Assassins I've ever seen, okay? And after they beat him, the giant ninja comes in. But then next thing you know, the prop said, we want the smoke. And then the big show. Well, it's the big show. You already know I'm going with this. The Big Show, who came out there, beat up some more ninjas, and then he left. I don't know how long this is going to go. So, Big Show, what is this? How many heel face turns are we on? 1,048? Because I don't even know anymore. Was he a heel the last time? Did he main event WrestleMania against Drew and was a heel? But now he's technically, now he's a face again. So, I don't know. And, I guess I haven't really said much about this, but apparently now the creative forces have changed in the back. So, apparently Bruce Pritchard has taken over both shows, okay? When it comes to comedy, I can probably tell Vince and Bruce have their hands all over this. It's mostly, I would say, a lot of them Bruce Pritchard, though. Then again, Bruce Pritchard was never really meant shit, mostly anyway, for a number of years. Every company it looks like this guy has gone to, he has done horrible, but somehow he's weaseled his way back into the WWE, though, and now he's damn near Vince's right-hand man since they fired Heyman or something like that, so they let Pritchard take over both shows. He better hope this can draw a rating, I'll say that, because I'm sure they had a good laugh out. I don't get me wrong, I had a laugh out of that stuff last night. It was so bad, I kind of laughed because I actually thought it was somewhat funny. I didn't say it was good, but I thought it was still funny at the same time, even though it made zero freaking sense out there. But yes, the creative forces have changed, so listen, man, Pritchard didn't do good. He's worked in WWE for years, but come on, man, what are he really doing? Impact or even MLW or Global? I don't know how many companies Bruce Pritchard has been in, but it is hard to trust that guy. It really is. The guy's a freaking weasel out there. But hey, sometimes he sucked his way up to Vince, though. So we'll see how if everything will hit the fan with him as creative, which I feel like that part of the night was actually on his doing. So there you go. Seth Rollins came out, Jesus himself, as he talked about what happened to Rey Mysterio a few weeks ago, and that Rey is not medically cleared, but he wanted to have a conversation with him and everything, but Ray was a hero and he was sacrificed for the greater good. But, your son Dominic has took upon himself to come here tonight. And Ray pretty much showed up on the screen and talking about he didn't know his son was on his way over there before it was too late. And pretty much Mysterio warned him, saying, like, if you touch my son, I will hurt you, okay? And but he only wanted to help Dominic, as Rollins said. Rollins pretty much says, Dominic could join me. And Mysterio says he will never join you. That's never going to happen. And Rollins pretty much, went on to say that Murphy and Austin Theory were, we're looking for Dominic right now. And Rollins basically said, if he becomes a problem, he will be sacrificed. He can join us or he will be sacrificed. But Mysterio pretty much says he was going to get Rollins if he does anything to Dominic. And as he got on his knees and everything, he pretty much talked to Ray. And then next thing you know, Dominic ended up showing up from behind and beating up Seth Rollins. Murphy and Theory ran out there. Dominic ended up dodging both of these guys all over the place, and he was able to get out of there. Obviously, at one point, it's going to be, that's probably one of the better things on this show, was this whole Seth Rollins-Rey Mysterio feud. But this has actually been pretty good. And either A, he's going to beat the crap out of Dominic, or Dominic will turn on his father and join Seth Rollins and his crew and turn on Ray. So that could be a possibility too, but right now Dominic, I guess, is the one fighting for Ray, since Ray is not there and he was able to dodge everybody getting out of Dodge then. But next though, they went back to Lashley and MVP, who were talking. Next, R-Truth shows up. Truth was trying to say something, and MVP says, you trying to say condolences, right? But Truth said he isn't, and talked about, one talk about his divorce. Lashley kind of got pissed off as Truth got out of Dodge then. And, next thing you know, I think Drew McIntyre came in and whatnot. No, Drew McIntyre didn't come in, but I know Lashley and MVP ended up searching for him, and Truth was hiding under the ring, telling the ninjas to get away from him, and McIntyre ended up showing up then. And, MVP says, we want a rematch for that title. And then, how about this? He's waited 13 years for this title shot. We want a rematch right now. But MVP pretty much went on to go on, like, how about we put both of those titles, the WWE title and the 24/7 title? McIntyre do you really think I'm going to do that? But Truth accepted it. McIntyre basically was kind of pissed off of over this. So, of course, to get more Truth comedy and whatnot. And Drew was kind of pissed off about that. Liv Morgan and Natalya went against the Iconics. Why am I seeing this? Why is Liv Morgan taking the pin out of all this? Especially, I guess they got something going on for Natalya, but come on, who really cares for Natalya that much? And Iconics, I just don't give a shit, okay? It's the Iconics. When have they ever been good? And they beat Liv Morgan. I guess they did their finisher, and then they called out Sasha and Bayley, won a tag title shot, and they didn't come out, so they said, we're going to get our title shot next week. Christian was still in the back preparing for, I guess, this unsanctioned match with Orton. One thing I saw a lot of people point out on Twitter tonight, that they had a picture of the WWE 2K19 video game that wasn't the 21, because the WWE 2K20 game was straight up ass, so they know 19 was at least a better product, and that's why they put it up there. But Big Show ended up coming and talking to Christian and everything. It's good that your face still works. And he knows that Orton is very sadistic and everything right now. You never know what he's going to do. But Big Show said, if it was me out there, I would have knocked them out. Everybody says, listen, you can either step back or you can, and whatnot. Or just, you could shut his mouth tonight. And pretty much he told Christian, he could erase the smile off his face with his fist tonight. So I guess he's trying to get some, advice from Big Show. Natalya then started talking to Liv Morgan, trying to lecture her, talking about, you made rookie mistakes in the ring. You should have did this. I can see why Ruby Riott let you go. You weren't ready. You didn't know what you're doing. Liv Morgan walked away, and Natalya talked about, listen, I built this division, okay? Everyone's a bunch of ingrates. Lana showed up then, talking about, you think you got it bad? I just got humiliated humiliated in front of the entire world. I guess by her husband and everything, and now everything's coming bad, and Natalya pretty much says, I know exactly how you feel. I don't need to see a team with Natalya and Lana. Number one, and a lot of people just don't even care for Natalya. Every time they see Natalya, they turn the channel, and Lana's just horrible every which part of the way. At least Natalya can wrestle, but I'm almost about to say Liv Morgan, but Lana is just horrible at every freaking thing, and I don't really want to see it, nor do I care, and that's just pretty bad. So I don't want to see these two as a team either way. Next, though, Christian talked about, I guess he was so on stage talking about this match with Orton tonight, because, Orton called him a coward, and it's that Christian pretty much says, he's proud of his WWE career, has nothing to prove to Orton and everything, but he will not be disrespected, and he's going to give him one more match. Paul Cruz in the back talking to MVP, then his MVP basically gave him an offer like, man, I'm proud of you, were champion and everything, you were fighting champion. MVP says, listen, man, it's fighting champion, smart champion, I get you out them pitfalls, you need some help, man, just for the right time and the right amount of money, all right, because, you got this match with Shelton Benjamin tonight, where's he been, and, you're going to fight all these people, you're going to end up burning out, all right, so I'm going to help you out. But Cruz basically didn't want to do it and says, I'm a fighting champion. But MVP says, all right, man, because, I'm the only way you're going to keep that U.S. title on you right now. All right? Ric Flair, surprisingly, was here with Charlotte in the back. Rick was talking about what your plan is tonight, which, he assumed that, everybody trying to bug me about the title. I know what title I'm going to go for. And she says, I'm going to get what I want. And I know you're going to get what you want, but we got to know what title you're going for. So I'm surprised to see Ric Flair. I don't know, I guess restrictions let go a little bit, eased in Florida, this whole virus thing. So I'm actually surprised to see Ric Flair even there. But, especially at his age with this virus, which the virus is still around. I don't know why people still think shit got better. Shit's still fucking bad. You may open shit, but motherfuckers still getting sick off of this stuff. So I still don't see where it's gotten better. Apollo Crews went against Shelton Benjamin. This match didn't really go long. Crews ended up winning with a roll-up, so it's just kind of whatever, honestly. I'm just surprised Shelton Benjamin even wrestled a match in God knows how long, to be honest. But, Crews is getting his time to shine, so I can't be mad that much. I'm just kind of glad he's getting some time to shine around here. Truth was then, I guess, the Tozawa, the ninjas walked up on, talking about it with a ninja referee, which Truth tried to put into a karate move thing. I will say it's about this whole Akira Tozawa, and I saw some comparisons tonight. Some people think this is Kung Fu Naki, if you remember that. Look up Kung Fu Naki and you'll see what I'm talking about, and it may be this. So, I think a lot of this could be on Pritchard, if I'm not mistaken. But McIntyre, I guess want to talk to Truth then. Like, you need to understand the situation, what's going on here, right? We could lose everything. Truth says, I know New Man going to become the double champion tonight. And, McIntyre said that's not how it works. Asuka was in the back talking about Nia Jax, saying that she started this fight, she will finish it. Truth ended up talking to, McIntyre, because McIntyre says, listen, man, this is very important. Both titles are on the line, okay? If any of them pin, we will both lose our titles. Truth said, listen, I just need you to believe in me, okay? I know how it feels to lose a championship, but I got mine in a few days. All you gotta do is trust me. Never trust somebody who says you can trust them, I should say. So, we'll get back to that. Street Profits and the Viking Raiders, and we'll talk about the bat. What we're going to do next, we're going to play some Uno, we're going to play some chess and whatnot. Big Show came out, I guess, and whatnot, thanking for the help, helping everything. Well, they thank Big Show for the help against the Giant Ninja. But listen, man, y'all been doing this rivalry for too long. Now it's time to settle it. Next week, WWE tag team titles on the line. Both y'all teams, that's what we want to see. And everybody agreed to that, even though they should have been agreeing that till a long time ago. I thought that would have been the end game instead of all, doing all these crazy challenges and fighting ninjas now every week. Now we're finally going to get a tag title match next week. Hopefully it is the actual WWE tag title match and nothing else after this. No more physical challenges or golf or baseball or whatever, bowling, whatever thing they were going to play next. Let this be the real tag title match next week, because it was supposed to be tonight, but obviously we didn't have it because we had to fight the ninjas again for whatever reason, the League of Assassins or the Foot Clan, basically the Foot Clan out there. So I don't know where they're going with that, but hopefully it's an actual match next week. We then got the tag team match for both the WWE and 24/7 title between McIntyre and Truth versus Lashley and MVP. I figured everybody knew who was going to win this. This wasn't that bad, but, McIntyre and Truth won. McIntyre hit the Claymore kick on MVP. Cause what? I know he hit the future shot DDT on no, it was on MVP, but Lashley ended up getting thrown into the steel steps by Truth. But after that Claymore kick, McIntyre ended up tagging Truth and, throwing him off the top rope for a splash for the win. So, yeah, I never really believed MVP and Lashley were going to win the titles at this point. I still would like to see a rematch between Lashley and McIntyre, like I said last night. I would love to see a match from that, but I hope this was not the rematch after what I just saw right now. I actually want to see an actual match, not whatever this tag match was. But I'm not really sure. But I do want to see another Drew versus Lashley match. I don't know why so many people hated on that match last night. That was the best match out of that entire show. I don't understand that, but I don't know. Didn't make no sense to me. But next, right after, Ric Flair pretty much told Christian, like, you are not ready to face Orton. All right, he's at the top of his game. He's mean, sadistic, and he wants to prove a point. Christian says, listen, I got to do this. Okay, I appreciate what you're doing, but I got to do this. Flair told him, I don't want you to get hurt and everything, but Christian said he couldn't forgive himself if he doesn't do enough of anything. Orton says he appreciated what Rick had to say, but he can't let this slide. Next, though, we got Sasha and Bayley coming out, the tag team champions, as they were talking about their match this Wednesday of NXT, but also today is Bayley's birthday, which I guess she had a cake. I guess it was like, I don't know if it was like a haircut or something, but it was a cake like on the back of her head or whatnot. Bayley had, so yeah, she had like a haircut. I think it was a haircut of a cake, but yeah, like you have to look real close to see the cake behind there, and trust me, there's a lot of cake behind Bayley, if you get what I mean. You see what I did there, right? So we all know Bayley. There's a lot of cake behind Bayley. There is a lot of cake back there, so I think we all know that. But you know where I'm going with this, okay? But yeah, happy birthday to Bayley. Bayley dos champ. I think I said that right. Bayley dos strap. I can't believe I almost forgot that. Bayley dos straps. That's still pretty cool. But like I said before, this is now her birthday week and everything. And they're going to do everything this week. That Wednesday, they're going to go on to NXT and beat Shotzi Blackheart and Tegan Nox and retain the tag team titles. And, we're going to still do this on Friday. This is, a birthday week. As Sasha went on, pretty much talk about this whole birthday celebration because it begins on Raw tonight. And Sasha talked about we the most dominant team around here until the Iconics came out saying we won our tag title match because we beat you at WrestleMania last year. Is it a yes or no? Bayley says, listen, man, you lost the Backlash, okay? You're not getting anything. But the Iconics, once again, remind them of WrestleMania and then pretty much made fun of both of them because, their alleged meltdown they had at WrestleMania last year after the show. And then next thing you know, that they couldn't handle the pressure. Sasha pretty much went on, you want to talk about handling pressure, which Peyton Royce slapped her. Bayley got pissed off, said, you can't hit my friend on my birthday week. And says, you know what, challenge accepted for the tag title. So yeah, the Iconics literally did nothing for this tag title match after they just had one last night at Backlash, but now they get a tag title match next week. Obviously, they will lose, of course. I don't see them winning or beating Sasha and Bayley at all, but yeah, I don't know, okay, but I'm still looking forward to that match on Wednesday. Asuka went against Nia Jax for the women's title. Not a bad match. I don't really want to see this anymore, but it was okay. It ended up with Nia Jax ended up shoving the referee, which I'm surprised that wasn't disqualification, but it was Nat and Asuka ended up rolling up Nia Jax, which I think that, I don't know if it was a fast count, but I don't know why they're trying to protect Nia Jax. I'll just take Asuka winning just to be winning so we can stop doing this feud with Nia Jax. I don't think anybody wants to see this at all. But hey, it's Asuka. As long as Asuka wins, that's all I really give a crap about. So yeah, Asuka wins. So that's all I can say from this from this title match or whatnot. So hopefully we move Nia Jax back down the card. She does not get a title shot anytime soon. But next, Orton was in the back talking about, he thinks Christian is a legend. He is a legend and whatnot. With this unsanctioned match, has no rules or regulations, and the legend of Christian will be destroyed because yes, it's the legend killer Randy Orton, and the whole most destructive words RKO. Christian pretty much then came out for this unsanctioned match against Orton. But before they could do anything, Ric Flair came out, surprisingly, and Ric Flair pretty much told Christian, listen, he talked to Edge, this ain't cool, we gotta let this go. Flair tried to talk him out of it, but Christian pretty much says, listen, I have to do this. He told Flair, I gotta do this, okay? I appreciate what you're doing, Rick, but go. But, of course, classic Ric Flair, you never turn your back on the dirtiest player in the game. He got low-blowed by Ric Flair because, come on, he's going to help Orton Evolution. That's why, folks. And, yes, you never turn your back on the dirtiest player in the game. Orton ended up just kicking Randy Orton. Orton ended up kicking Christian in the head, punt kicking him, knocking him out cold. Orton pretty much hovered over him, and he pinned him, and then he pretty much talked about Christian, and, just kept saying, I did it for you, man. I did it for your friend. This could have all been avoided. All right, this didn't have to happen, but, the EMTs and them started helping out Christian. Get this man on a stretcher. Get him out of here, okay? But listen, man, I took care of this. I took care of you. You have to understand. I'm sorry. I didn't want to do this, but you forced my hand. And at the last chapter in Edge's redemption, and, you want to do the same, but now it's your last also. Okay, this is your fault. I didn't mean for this to happen, but you tried to hurt my livelihood. Okay, I had to do what I had to do. I tried to stop it, but you let this happen. It's done. It's over. I didn't want to do this, but Orton did what he had to do. Basically, I am seeing 2009 Randy Orton back again, the sadistic, crazy version of him, with a little bit of Legend Killer also involved in that too. But of course, the psychotic Randy Orton kicking folks in the head like he did in 2009 was great. And honestly, this is basically a great promo from Orton. I would say that too, especially what they've been doing with him right now. Now, I don't know what happens to Orton next. He's beat up Edge. He's beat up Christian. Who will be able to stop Orton next, unless he's going to be going for the WWE Championship next? I don't know where Orton goes, but that was really good, what happened with Christian. Obviously, Christian was protected by having Flair distract him and getting low-blowed. I don't know if Christian will ever wrestle again on that, depending on how long he is hurt, because I don't know what was about to happen with Christian going against Orton, especially given the time that was going to be left on the show. But I figured, Rick was going to help Orton because, evolution, that's why, and you never turn your back on the dirtiest player in the game. So, yeah, that's basically what happened. Orton kicked his freaking head off and won the match. But the promo he did after was great, making him, of course, crazy, psychotic Randy Orton 09 all over again, folks. So, yes, that's what I could say about this. As for this entire show, once again, there's good and bad to this. Then again, we're in a new creative change right now at the same time too. I enjoyed basically all the Randy Orton and Christian stuff. That was great, especially Orton kicking him in the head and basically, just sounding crazy 09 version of him. I don't know why the Big Show is back, but the Big Show's back, and of course he has to be involved in this ridiculous Ninja Warrior segment or whatever was going with these things with the ninjas and that and the Profits or the the Raiders or whatever this is. We get Christian back, but yeah, we got a lot of people back on the show. We got Big Show on the show. We got Ric Flair on the show. So yeah, I'm surprised these people were even on this show tonight. I enjoyed the MVP and Lashley promo destroying Lana. That was great. Sasha and Bayley was whatever, I guess, bonus points for Bayley because it's a birthday. But what else I can take from this? Because, like I said, there's still a lot of bad to cover throughout this show, too. Asuka's still champion. That's all I really give a shit about. I don't understand the whole Truth. A lot of comedy with Truth and Drew tonight. But, hey, Drew still keeps the belt, but I'm still waiting for a rematch between him and Lashley. Cruz is Cruz. Still trying to break up this whole Almas and everything. Like I said, it's an up and down show when it comes to Raw. I think the worst thing maybe was just the ninja segments and everything. But, it just gets hard through 3 hours half the time. But like I said, I found it was like a little bit of up and down with this show. But I think the most enjoyable stuff was the Randy Orton Christian thing, if you ask me, of what's going on with Raw right now. So yeah, that's what I think about what has happened tonight on this show. But other than that, though, comment, subscribe, tell me what you think about this show. Follow me on Twitter at HoodedKnight890. Check out my Backlash review that is online right now. We will be back tomorrow for an Impact review, and possibly we will be back tomorrow for a New Japan Pro Wrestling review. Tomorrow is the first day of the New Japan Cup tournament. Today was the Together project, which I did see today, and it was cool to see some matches back on New Japan again. Yeah, I know they're in front of an empty arena and there's no fans, but come on, man, what did you expect right here? I'm just glad to see those guys back in the ring in general, because honestly, I forgot freaking what's it was the tag team champions between Ibushi and Tana and whatnot. But then again, I was just happy to do the Naito roll call and everything, but I'll explain more on that when we do a review of New Japan in this whole tournament. I'm not going to do the tournament review every day, but I will review day one of the tournament and see where this goes throughout this month or two in the Lean and Dominion, but there will be more explained to that on a different time frame, mostly tomorrow, whenever we see that show. So yes, NJPW back in the fold again, and I did watch, like I said, the Together project today. But other than that, though, I am done with this Monday Night Raw review. You know it's me, HOOD, come in with the news and reviews. You know I am, know what I do, came when I saw. We are done with this review of Monday Night Raw. I'm getting my words messed up, okay? I don't know, this show could be alive or dead. I just know Randy Orton just kicked somebody in the head. So I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Like this video.